we have so many great things to talk about.
So much happening.
So much happening, but yet nothing happening, but still things happening. Geez, I mean, I don't really know where to begin. I mean, we have well, actually some news, sad news. Indy 5 yet again pushed back. So it's going to come out probably in 2022. Harrison Ford is turning 80 in 2022.
Wow.
So that's going to be awesome. Assuming, of course, that he remains okay during this whole time. Like all of those guys, right?
Is this movie being funded by AARP?
It is. I think it's actually Indiana Jones and the Battle of the AARP monster.
Right.
At this point, what is he really gonna do, man? I don't know.
Is there anyone else that we know that's confirmed to be in this film? Like, there's nobody left, right? I mean, is Sala gonna be in it? No, Sala's dead, right?
Sala's dead. Sala and Brody. And I doubt that they're going to have Shia come back. You know, I mean, what would be the point?
Well, there's always what's his name? Sean Connery. He's still kicking.
He's still alive, but I think he retired. I don't think he's coming. He's not doing anything. He's on his little island.
He's not that much older than Harrison, right? They're like 5-7 years apart or something.
I think it's pretty close to that. Yeah, like.
Which I think you had mentioned when we were talking about it at some point. You're like, he played his father in 1990 and they were like 7 years apart.
Yeah, I can't remember. It's possible that Sean Connery was born like 1930. Mm-hmm. Harrison Ford, I think Harrison Ford was born like 42. Mm. But again, I'm not entirely sure about that. I just thinking like, what are these old guys? This reminds me of those movies that came out a few years ago, where it's like you get what's his name, Morgan Freeman, you'd get Alan Arkin, you'd get Christopher Walken, all these like really old guys, and they come back for one last job or something like that, and you just look at the combined ages, and it's about 2 centuries worth of
a millennia of age.
It really is. If you string those ages back to back, you go back to the Renaissance. So that's one of those things where you're kind of like, okay, so they make those kinds of movies for a certain type of person, and those are like, the older generation, right? What are you trying to do? Are you trying to get people who are younger involved in Indiana Jones again, or what are we doing? Who are these movies even made for at this point?
I don't know.
The AARP crowd. That's seemingly what they're made for.
You could say that it's for the toys, but nobody's even buying Star Wars toys at this point.
Yeah, I mean, unless you come out with a really cool video game where it's like virtual reality, and you're playing like a 70-year-old or an 80-year-old, and you can only do what 80-year-olds can do. I mean, I know you didn't see this movie, right? The Mule. When you just see like, oh boy, oh here we go. I'll admit this guy. Oh boy. Oh, look at him.
Hey, buddy.
Here I am.
There's that room separator again.
Yeah.
Right there.
There it is.
Yeah.
We don't know what's behind there.
Looking good, Mr. Domestic.
Oh.
That's really cool.
Thanks.
Yeah.
How about you can tell about this guy. No,
you're
the unicorn.
Yeah.
Here he is.
How well did you do on that game on Friday?
I think I got 0 or 1.
Yeah.
I was 3 for 27.
3 for 20.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I didn't get any. I didn't even get my own, but that's
how'd you manage that one?
I think he's given
alcohol or something.
Yeah, he had given up at that point.
Yeah, no, it's just, I guess it was kind of fun. I mean, these are the kind of things that we were going to talk about today, and and just kind of like, how businesses or just friends in general having these Zoom happy hours. And, it's like the pros and cons of a Zoom happy hour with like 27 people, and you're
Yeah.
like everyone, okay, and talk at once. And then you hear nothing, cacophony of sound. That's what
Good
you
word.
get.
And then it's usually the same 2 or 3 people talking the entire time. like Mark, but that's
Well,
fun.
I mean, people love the sound of my voice, so I just, talk.
It's got a nice timbre.
It does.
Timbre. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great voice. It's a great voice for talking, a great voice for not talking. I mean, it just works both ways. That's what's so good about it.
Andrew, you were what? Huh?
What's up?
I wanted to interrupt, so I just decided to interrupt.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I got nothing to say.
You had nothing to say? Okay.
I mean,
well,
I'll say that we've had many a Zoom hangout or a virtual hangout these past 2 weeks, and I gotta say I'm starting to get tired of it. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm trying to. Oh, there she is, the most beautiful cat in the world.
Yeah, Toast. Toast. He really is. He really.
No.
In fact, you know what happened, Mark?
Huh?
There was actually a competition for world's cutest cat. The results just came in. It actually is Toast.
It is Toast?
Yeah. She won fair and square.
Totally cool. Yeah, he's he's a sore winner though. Look at those little cross eyes that he's got there.
I feel like cats are like that generally. Sore winners.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Cobalt is a she, right?
Cobalt is a she. Yeah. She only comes out. Oh no, that's cool. I mean, it's kind of like when you look at a baby. All right, Toast. Thank you so much. Thank you for playing.
This is great, huh, guys?
Yeah. You can eat that. That's okay.
No, I was gonna say, Andrew,
Yeah.
on the topic of like the whole hangout and then like who talks. I think there's like a learning curve about like how to manage that.
Did you just say a learning curve?
No.
What did you say?
Learning curve.
Oh, curve.
Curve. Like curve your enthusiasm, yeah.
Oh, like curve your enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that show.
Curve your enthusiasm, yeah.
Larry David's been on the on social media or something like that recently, talking about life isolated, and he's like, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. That's what he's been doing.
Stay home. I wouldn't talk to you anyway.
Right.
I haven't watched any of the new season. I don't know.
I haven't either.
I have not as well. But to get back to your thing about learning the curve. Yeah. No, I mean, I feel like this is just as awkward as talking to a person in real life. So for me, I mean, I can't really hold a conversation. Yeah, that's the problem.
Sure you can.
You're a great conversationalist. You've always been. Since day one.
Yeah, but if you're
since day one that he's known you.
Day one, huh?
He's known you to be.
Day one. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's kind of you to say. It's kind of you to lie.
Yeah,
but usually. Yeah.
Mark, did you start first at work?
By a few months, I believe. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then Andrew, what was your first day?
I think it was November 12th.
November 12th.
2013.
Okay. Yeah, I remember it was like 11, 12, 13.
So that's your guys' friend-iversary. That's the first day you met.
Oh, yeah.
That's also my dad's birthday, so I'll remember it from now on. So
oh wow.
When I'm texting him happy birthday, I'll text you guys happy friend-iversary as well.
Oh, thank you.
Can't wait.
That's so sweet. You've
always been a sweet guy, Aura.
Thanks.
Yeah, and also, what's going on? Where did you dig up this beanie from? Did you knit it right now, or did you just make it?
It's from the '90s. Look at that.
It really is. It looks like an old school one.
I found it in my closet. I was telling Andrew, as we've been cleaning and organizing, I found this, and I was like, I have not seen that in at least 20 years. So I was like, I'm wearing that. It's kind of chilly in my garage, so it helps.
It's funny you say chilly because you kind of look like a like a Anthony Kiedis, like you got like a Kiedis vibe going on with like the genie and the
the
stash.
stash, yeah.
You know, like
for
the
sure.
blood sugar time era.
Sure. I also have a six pack, which you can't see right now.
Right. Well, Jeff, domestic. You have like Al
You get that, by the
Pacino.
way?
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Okay.
You have an Al Pacino Carlitos Way thing going on right
Very
now.
much so. Very much.
Okay.
You know,
I feel
like
it.
I could see you just saying things like Kleinfeld,
Kleinfeld.
and
I'm
maybe.
also sipping Coca-Cola.
Oh,
Oh,
the mini one.
This is the perfect amount for me.
That is. I'm glad they make that small size. I still don't
Yeah.
drink it, but it's a nice option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the,
Okay. Well, so I'm Carlitos Way. Aura is Anthony Kiedis. Who are you then, Andrew?
I'm nobody. My name is nobody.
What
I
movie
got
is
nothing.
that from?
It's
I am
actually
nobody,
it's
nobody.
My Name is Nobody is actually a spaghetti western, and yeah,
Oh.
yeah, it's a good film. It's kind of like a comedy, but also not a comedy. In fact, Mark, Redkin, whatever, you are not going to be able necessarily to understand this reference, but
Okay,
in the movie The Burbs, all right, anyone seen this one?
A long time ago.
Okay, so
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks, right?
That sounds right.
In the movie The Burbs, there's a part where Tom Hanks and Rick, I can't remember his last name, but he was also in Die Hard.
Rick Moranis?
No. Oh, he's the guy that was in the sewer. He was like, yeah, this is Walt down at Nakatomi.
Oh, right. He plays like the neighbor, right?
Right, exactly.
Yes.
Both of them are talking about like they're gonna go to knock on the creepy neighbor's door and all of that, and right when they were like, okay, let's do it, and he throws his gum down, and then this music, like spaghetti western music, just like chimes in. It's like awesome. It's a great piece of music, and that is from My Name is Nobody. So that's where that came from. You're welcome.
Right,
yeah.
What's that other film like? God, it's like Dynamite Sucker or something.
Napoleon Dynamite.
I'm gonna get you, sucker.
No, it's another spaghetti.
Duck,
yeah,
you sucker.
Duck, you sucker. Yeah.
What is that?
It's another. I've seen it a few times years ago. It's Sergio Leone, right?
I'm not sure, but
I believe it is.
Does it have what's his name, Lee Marvin in it or something like that?
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up right now.
Yeah, you gotta look this up. Mark, while we're looking this up, I'm sorry,
Jeff. I looked up The Burbs.
Yeah.
His name is Rick Ducommun. Ducommun?
Yeah, I never learned how to.
Yeah, how do you say that?
Duck You Sucker came out 1972, directed by Sergio Leone.
Jeez.
Oh, it's great. Rod Steiger, James Coburn. Yeah, these are like the manly men here.
Romulo Valley.
Romulo
Burbs
Valley
is 89.
Yeah, no, these are. I don't know if I've ever seen Duck You Sucker, but I did watch Good, the Bad, and the Ugly yesterday.
Nice.
That's now on Netflix. That's a great film.
You were telling me, is it the unmodified version or is
no? It's the one with the added voices, and it's so jarring. I had to skip past all of that.
It's the only one you can find. It's like Star Wars. You can't find the original anymore unless you go back and get like the VHS.
I have the DVD.
Really?
Yeah, I have the DVD of like the original cut, but it's like DVD, and and it won't look as good with the setup that I have, but I mean, whatever, it's still like that original cut. So
yeah, they added that stupid scene with Tuco when he goes back to like the Smuggler's Cove.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm a thief.
I
And
like
it's like
that.
the voice does not match up at all with
no,
because he recorded it when he was like in his 80s.
Yeah.
He just sounds like an old man.
And the same thing with Clint. He is looking, or he has a scene where it was Lee Van Cleef and he were like resting by a river, and they'd both woken up, and because they don't trust each other, right? And they both kind of woken up, and Clint like shoots somebody who he thought was sneaking on him, and it turns out that it was maybe one of Lee Van Cleef's like band of thieves or
Marauders,
something like
right.
that. Yeah, and Clint is saying something, but he's just like he's like, you gotta wake up in the morning to catch those people. But the rest of the movie, he's like, you gotta wake up in the morning to catch those. It's
Yeah, no,
really bad.
And you can see after seeing these scenes, you're like, I see why they took them out. They add absolutely nothing to the movie. They're completely boring. They make no sense.
And
so they totally Lucased it. So it's unfortunate.
Right, and it's already a long movie. But you know what? Not to discount Mr. Domestic over here, but one of the things I knew you wanted to talk about was your obsession recently with Netflix.
Oh,
and
yeah.
So it's talking about like Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and being on Netflix, and now what are you watching currently?
Oh man, where do I start?
Oh yeah.
How about at the end and then work your way back, work your way backwards?
Or just start at the end and then be done in 5 seconds. No, I'm just kidding.
I actually, you know what? I watched this movie called Coffee and Kareem. It's Ed Helms as a cop.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I saw a trailer for it.
I wanted to watch like a slapstick thing.
Uh-huh.
It was whatever.
Not to be confused with Coffee and Cigarettes.
No. And then I watched Kingpin. I'm halfway through that currently.
Okay.
Also raunchy. I watched Castlevania. I really like that show. The cartoon kind of vibe thing with Dracula. Also, Dracula? I don't like how his son's name is Alucard. It doesn't make. I don't like that because it's Dracula backwards. And when I figured that out, I was like, that's lame. Can it be something else?
Well, you know what? To draw attention to that, Alucard has been used so many times in other like versions of
Yeah.
Right. It's almost as bad as like in Ed Wood when he's like his name is Dr. Acula.
Dr. Acula.
Dr. Acula. Oh, I get it. Yeah. That's about Alucard. That's what Alucard. That is to me.
My villainous name is also Ara backwards, but it doesn't always work out for everybody. So yeah.
Yeah.
I watched Altered Carbon. I crushed that. I liked that a lot. Altered Carbon. That was cool. Wow. Sci-fi.
What's that about?
It's about like you can like download your consciousness into like different bodies. So it's like this like story about the future, and there's like people.
Wow. That's never been done. That's never been done before.
Yeah.
Is that your elevator pitch?
Yeah. Yeah, how about that?
That's a short elevator ride.
It is.
Into the future.
I'm just thinking about it's good. It's about like stuff,
Well, you told me that you watched Small Soldiers too, right?
Ooh, that was a good one. That was fun. I really like that one. Tommy Lee Jones was good in that. Really like that movie.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to that guy? Is he still around? Is he retired?
No, he's still chugging along. He's looking more and more like Andrew Johnson every day.
Wow.
No, it's such a weird thing.
Dude, I watched Equilibrium. I watched Six Underground. I watched so many movies. Like every night, I'm watching a movie.
Equilibrium.
Is with Christian Bale.
Yeah, I remember that.
Like a dystopian thing. It's like somewhere between like what? Like John Wick meets like really bad Matrix meets like dystopian future, no emotions, Burn 51. Like So this was fun about that. So like the whole thing in that movie is like if you're feeling emotions, you're like a sense offender. So our new joke was
sense offender.
Just sense offender, So it's like it's all like it's like our new joke we're saying with our friends, like you're sense offending. It's really good. Try it. Try it on me right now.
Okay, say something.
Man, this Beethoven's concerto.
You're a sense offender. Stop being a sense offender.
Wait. Which of Beethoven's concerto were you speaking of?
Fifth? Is there a fifth one? I don't know the names.
Well, if you're talking about symphonies, there are 9. Concertos.
Yeah, that one. That one.
Sure.
It was really bad. It was Christian Bale, but it was fun. We did. I actually watched this on Netflix Party. I don't know
With your friends.
Yeah, like it was like 7 Armenians. It was really fun.
Jeez, that's 6 too many.
Yeah, you know what? No, I know what you're talking about. I saw it a long time ago. It's got like that gun fu or something in there, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The premise is like this whole like they have this like technique of fighting that minimizes all movement, and it's like you can beat somebody up a lot like really fast from standing in one position. It looks like you're not moving.
Yeah, but with guns.
With guns, yeah, but you guns it.
So you basically are beating them up with bullets.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I had that right.
Yeah, bullets with butterfly wings.
Oh, well, that's good.
By my Rage Dog.
That's a good album, huh? Or a song? I don't know. That's not an album.
It's
on. Is that on Siamese Dream?
I don't think it's on Siamese Dream, is it?
I don't know.
I feel like that was just like, you know, in an era when music was good.
I love that.
No, but I listened again to that new Pearl Jam album. I feel like there's more and more that I'm really liking about that album.
Yeah.
Crickets.
I only gave it one listen. I'll give it another serious.
You know, honestly, I only like one song from Pearl Jam, and it's the first song off of 10, called Once.
That's a good song.
I love that song, but then I don't know why. Like, Even Flow is okay. Like Jeremy, like it doesn't do it for me, man. I know some people are gonna be like, "Where, Mark?" Who like see this and like, really? You don't like Pearl Jam?
I really like their first 3 records. You know, the first one, Vitology, and then what's the other one? Versus, right?
Uh-huh.
And then I kind of stopped listening to them for a while. I like a few of their singles here and there, but I really like their first 3 albums. Very solid. But they kind of fell out. Like I was kind of followed them all the way up until like No Yield, and then after that I was like, I'm done with Pearl Jam.
Yeah.
But I'm glad to see they're still going, and they've stuck to their kind of musical guns, so to speak.
They really have, honestly.
They're kind of like they've aged well, like a Radiohead almost, you know.
Radiohead. There's a band right there.
Like they continue to do and make music on their own terms, which is nice. They have enough control over their situation where they don't have to, I don't know, give into pressures from the label or from, I don't know, music in general. But so it's nice to see that.
Did you see that Radiohead music video on Netflix like 3-4 months ago?
No.
Yeah, so they put a music video up there. It was directed by
I'm looking now if it's still here.
Who directed it? It's like Paul Thomas Anderson, maybe. I could be screwing this way up, but yeah, no, it was an interesting.
Oh.
It was an interesting music.
Anima?
Yeah, maybe.
Paul Thomas Anderson, you said.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna add this to my watch list.
Oh, sure.
Add to my list.
Mark, aren't you on a couple of watch lists?
Not that I know of.
With your sense offending?
Sense offending. Sense offending is where it's at, dude. Honestly, I'm telling you that right now. On my list of to watch. I want to watch Peaky Blinders, Ozark. I want to watch. I set up my grandmother with an account as well, and she watched The Crown.
Thomas Crown Affair?
No, that's an excellent movie. Love that.
Yeah, it's an okay movie. Yeah.
It's really good.
I got so annoyed last year. I remember liking it a lot when I was younger, but then I got so annoyed watching it again. Just how much wealth he flaunts, and he's just kind of like, oh, look at me, I crashed my boat because I can, you know. Or he's making that bet where he's just like, he's like 10 to 1, 100 to 1, whatever. He's like, that's what is it, $200,000, $100,000 on a golf swing? And he's like, what else have we got to do? It's like, dude, give me a break. And this, I don't know. I was
simpler times,
I guess. So, but yeah, I do like Thomas Crown Affair. I think it's a very it's what I call a clean film. It's like very straightforward, good John McTiernan movie. I mean,
Oh, that's right. That's right.
It is John McTiernan.
Yeah, he
How
makes
much do you think it made in the box office? Give it a guess.
70 million.
Thomas Crown Affair?
Yeah.
Domestic?
Sure.
Okay.
Mark's looking up domestic right now, what that means.
Let's see.
With a cat, right? Or something? Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to do with the name that you have right now.
I forgot that it was that. That's what happened. That's the leftover from the work party. You were not there for that, were you, Andrew? At that point, Aura was.
No, I had gone to. We had actually had another. What do you call them? A date, I guess. Yeah, we had another.
Double date?
I'm gonna grab a beer. I'll be right back.
Okay.
That's a good idea, honestly.
Anybody want one?
Oh,
Yeah,
sure. I'll take one.
All right.
Thanks, man. No, we had another meeting to go to, another Zoom session with some other friends. So
That's cool.
yeah. Plus, I don't know, man. Just like hanging out for like long amounts of time. And all right, so I would say, I don't know. Yeah, our sounds about right. 70, $80 million.
124.
Oh my God. Wow, way off.
Big time.
That's pretty good for a movie that is pretty much just well, it's a remake, but it's pretty good for a kind of an original idea.
Yeah.
You say 124 is what you said?
124 mil.
Damn, all right. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That was like, what, 99?
Yeah, 99.
Right on the nose, 99. Look at that.
I saw that.
I'm looking at my external monitor like this when I'm doing this.
No, I usually, because I always know what movies I saw in the theater, and then I can usually remember where I was. So I would say I was probably a junior in college, so about 99.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I watched some film. I watched two other movies that were good. One was called The Invisible Guest. It's a Spanish film. Do you know about that one?
I've heard of Spanish films.
It's called The Invisible Guest. It's really good. It's really good. I really recommend it.
What's it about, Mark?
It also has people.
Is it actually in the language of Spanish?
Yeah.
What? People still speak that in this day and age?
Yeah, it's a Spanish film. It's not this. It's about like I don't know how to like not give away part of the movie, you know?
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it. It's about a guy and an event. An event happens, and then and then people try to learn about how that event unfolded.
Oh, okay.
And it's full of intrigue and mystery, and
so it's like The Game, is what you're saying.
With
Michael Douglas.
It's kind of like that, actually. I don't know. Yeah, okay.
I used to like that movie. I don't know if it holds up.
The Game. It was good. This one was really good. I really recommend it. And then there's also a movie called something.
That's a long name
French.
and hard to pronounce.
No, that's the sound I'm making when I'm trying to like get it.
Is that Spanish?
That was this other one was French. As you know, I'm very cultured, you know. So, yes. But it's a movie about like, it was about like when like the moon happens. There's like a moonlight thing. I'm ruining it. There's, you know, here's what it is. It's about
the moon landing.
The moon landing, yeah. It's a movie about the French moon landing. No, it's a dinner movie. And everyone at the dinner table has to put their phone. They all agree to put their phone in, and whoever calls, they have to pick it up, or whoever texts, you have to pick it up and answer it. So it's like, you know, a bunch of like infidelity and secrets and all these things and blah blah blah.
Sounds very French.
Yeah, and actually, at first I was like, I watched this on Netflix Party as well, and I was gonna be like, I don't know, like let's give it a shot. Kind of a cheesy idea, and it actually was pretty good. Like the idea. I found it. It's called Nothing to Hide. Nothing to Hide.
So Nothing to Hide and The Invisible Guest.
Those are actual two movies that are like I love that. There are movies that I watch that are good. You know, like I watched Space Jam. You know what I mean? I watched.
Sure.
You know, like who cares?
Why did you put movies in quotes? They're movies, right?
Oh, they're films. They're films.
Films.
They're
Oh,
films.
okay.
They're in the Mark category of film.
Mark, isn't there a Michael?
There's so many movies I watched. There's so many.
Speaking of
I watched
Space Jam,
Snowpiercer. That was good too.
Snowpiercer. Isn't there a Michael Jordan documentary coming out soon that I heard about?
Probably.
I believe there is.
Yeah, I think they're speeding it up. They're trying
That's
to
what I
release
heard,
it faster.
Yeah.
No one has anything to do.
I also watched a documentary on Allen Iverson. Excellent.
Wow.
Love that guy. Yeah, see, like, this is what I'm doing. Like, this is how much Netflix I'm watching. I literally didn't have an account until like a month ago.
Well, you bring up a really interesting point because, all this like sports related stuff. I mean, what are you doing right now? Because there are no sports going on.
Oh man, it was kind of rough, honestly, for a little bit, like not being able to watch Lakers and stuff. And like, we're supposed to win the chip this year, go for it.
Well, everyone's going to win it because no one's going to win it. So, I mean, that's
I know. It's just kind of a bummer, but it's okay. Life is fine, man. You gotta endure.
But what are other people doing? I mean, like R and I, we don't particularly watch sports or anything or keep up with sports on a regular basis as you do. But I was just wondering, like, what do people? I mean, Ara was telling me earlier. I mean, Ara, what about the sports betting? What are people betting on?
Yeah, just from what I can see, like there's nothing going on, but people are trying to figure out now how to bet on car racing. But it's very difficult because people don't know how to set odds on car racing.
So where are they car racing still? That's still happening?
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it makes sense because they're all in their individual cars, but yeah, I don't know. I know rugby was still going on for a while. That may have been stopped.
Yeah.
And, football is still up in the air, but we shall see.
Well, they better catch it.
Some of my friends, we've been watching like classic games. Like that's kind of not quells the thirst, but
it's like watching a movie over again, though. You kind of know how it's going to end. Doesn't that take away some of the fascination with, like, you could watch a classic game, right? Like a championship game or some like really important sporting event, whatever it is, and you just kind of like, I'm just watching it because like that team totally dominated, or it was such a close game or something like that. But just like throwing rando games up there, it's like, hey, watch this Diamondback. I don't know who else. Astros. I don't know who would the Diamondbacks play. Are they in the AL or the NL?
Diamondbacks are in the NL, Arizona. Okay,
so they'll play the Cubs, right? And then you're kind of like, it's just a random game. Like, who cares?
Yeah, no, it's like a championship game. Yeah, it's exactly. Yeah. Okay. I was actually watching that. Yeah, because also too, a lot of my favorite DJs are just like doing live streams that are legit. So it's like yesterday, I listened to this live stream, and it was like 5 hours of techno, and I was like, nice.
I saw that. Nice. I like whenever you comment, it says Mark, top fan.
I actually am a John Digweed top fan on Facebook, which is really, really kind of a inspiring thing for me, and I'm humbled by the honor.
So techno, huh? That's your thing now?
Yeah, more like tech, yes.
Yeah. Oh, tech, yes.
Mark, were you upset about the passing of Adam Schlesinger of Fountains of Wayne fame?
I did not even know about that. Really? Is that really happened?
Yeah, 52. I was telling Andrew, it was actually, embarrassingly enough, I was one of the first concerts I ever went to. I saw Fountains of Wayne in 1996 open for the Lemonheads in New York City.
There you go.
Long story. But,
is that Stacy's Mom? Is that their song?
That was their big hit from 2003. But that guy was like a prolific songwriter and producer. Like, he scored a bunch of like really big films, like Shallow Hal, your favorite.
Yeah, it's a good film.
But he did a whole soundtrack for That Thing You Do, that other Tom Hanks movie, kind of like a Beatles type.
That one I know. Yeah, that one.
Like, he was just like a behind the scenes guy. He was much more well known, like, for being that behind the scenes guy that produced and wrote all of these songs for like Nicki Minaj and like even like current artists. So he was kind of a heavy hitter. So I wasn't a huge fan, but I kind of like doing more research. Was like, damn, that's crazy.
Sure.
There have been.
Well, R.I.P. I didn't know. Yeah, I mean, I like that kind of stuff.
It was straight up pop. It's just very, very solid, straight pop. So But hey, R.I.P. Like you said.
R.I.P. Man.
Yeah. But you also were talking about Mustaine. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, I saw a video of his like last week or something. He was playing "Come Together," and I don't know. I guess his daughter was singing just the vocals. And Mustaine had like a mask on. He was wearing a beanie.
I saw that.
Yeah, he didn't look anything like Mustaine. But then I saw another video where he was talking about just like, hey, what's going on? Hey, what's going on, everybody? And he just looked, R and I were talking about this before. Like, he just looked so old. Like, I mean, obviously cancer treatment can wear you out, right? But I don't know. He just looks, he's still going. But
You know what's I'm trying to figure out, because he was sober for a while, but he's been like drinking again for like the last 15 years. I think he was, like he has his own winery now. He's following suit with what's his name? Maynard. So it's just called Mustaine. But I get all these ads like for Mustaine Winery, and so he's still.
Please, can you order one? But I want to do that. I would order that.
And he's also in Arizona. Like he relocated to Arizona. I remember like 30 years ago, and that's kind of his home base. But
maybe he was, trying to save himself from the eye of the tornado.
Well, he decided he's not an alcoholic, but he's just going to stick to wine, and only his wine, and then it's fine. So, but I think he's still pretty hardcore Christian. I don't know.
Yeah, but that hardcore Christianity, man, that was also in the news earlier with Hobby Lobby, and yeah, I do want to talk about that for a little bit. The stores.
Yeah, you guide me, brother. I'm sorry if I was talking too much.
No, not at all.
No. That's the whole point of these things, man. That we got to talk. But the Hobby Lobby, I saw it a couple days ago, and I thought it was just kind of interesting how they were told, right? Well, they were told that they were not an essential store, and the owner, I don't remember his name, but he was like, no, this is we need to stay open. We need to sell our wares to people, and something about how God will protect the customers, and God will see us through. So I was just wondering, because they're keeping their store open for God, but and then earlier Ara texted me a link to a story about how they were closed, right? Like the employees, I guess, were upset, and they were like, no, we're not going to work. Yeah.
Here's the quote. The line our manager gave us from corporate was, the employees got what the employees wanted. The stores were closed. The employee said in an interview shortly after he learned of his furloughs. My question was, did God tell them they need to close the stores and not pay us? So that's a quote from an employee.
There you go.
Yeah, because that's one of the things too. It's right. It's like the employees don't necessarily believe in the same thing as the owners of the store, So for these employees that are like, we have to go to work, but it does like want me to ask this question. It's like, if God was to go shopping at Hobby Lobby during this time, what would God, he or she, or they buy? Like, what is God gonna buy?
Well, I don't know what they have at Hobby Lobby, but if it's anything like Michael's, they would probably buy some really bad fake flowers, and maybe one of those birdhouse kits that you can assemble and paint with your children.
Sure.
I mean, that's what I would get.
I don't know. Yeah. What is? I don't even honestly. What is?
It's like straight up like it's like Michael's.
Okay.
I know we have some here.
Like
I've never actually been.
Maybe
But
lanyards.
Yeah, like the closest Hobby Lobby is like in like Azusa or something. It's like off the 210. Like,
what? I thought there was one in Burbank. I thought there was
maybe, yeah.
But I just thought, like, well, what if, like, let's assume, like, God has a plan and all. So God is thinking, is like, you know what? And I don't know if God actually talks like that, but
like,
you know what?
Like Clint Eastwood.
You know what? I think what I want to do is I'm going to spread around this virus. It's going to take a bunch of people. But you know what else? I think I want to start all over again. And so he would go, or they would go, and buy like those little, like, you know, for your railroad sets, buy the little trees and things like that. He's like, I gotta start over. That's what I'm gonna do. So he just buy a bunch of like diorama stuff, and because he's, you know, God's gonna start all over again.
God,
like,
God has been meaning to get into hobby trains, and now is the time. They finally have some. They finally have some time.
Yeah, God looked at him and was just like, where have these been all my life? Oh my goodness! Oh my God! Oh my me! You know.
I think I'm gonna start with O scale and then maybe change to N scale when I get better at it.
Maybe. What about HO? Isn't that another? Is that another scale?
Is that the big one? Scale. I think HO is small.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Mark, you have that look on your face where you're like, what are you talking about?
Well, yeah. Well, are you guys talking? Yeah. Are you guys talking about like train, like diorama rating systems or something? Is that what?
No, model trains.
They have systems of difficulty.
G is the largest scale, I believe.
They have systems of like ratio of like to scale, right? So like if you're talking like this is like 1/200th scale of a train, that's they assign them.
So like G is a 1/24th scale.
Oh, okay. So it's a common ratio. Yeah, okay, like a math thing. I know about that.
Oh yeah. You do that occasionally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Z is the smallest, 1 to 22nd scale. No, yeah. Z and HO is third. S, O, and G is the largest.
Okay. S, O, and G. Just random letters, okay, that's cool, man.
Hey.
So there you go. You see, you learn something new every day.
You know what? I love learning. So that's cool.
That is good.
Learning's all right with me.
You know, oh, it's at the scale. Yeah, see? See? Ara's got the hookup. There you go.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Trains are cool. It's a hobby. I would do it. I don't have the time, patience, or money, but I would do it.
You got all of those, man. If there's one thing I know about you is you got patience.
I don't know about that, but yeah.
Time.
Ask Sarah about that.
Very patient man.
Yeah, which that has never been said about this guy. Very patient.
Our audience is patient.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Patiently waiting for the show to get started.
But, you know,
is this the podcast or we started, right?
Oh yeah. We're running through. This is the dry run.
We're waiting for other people to show up. For the other 26 people we invited to show up.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
They're running behind.
Oh no.
Yeah, they went out. They're running chores right now.
They're at Hobby Lobby.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know, like that idea that we talked about before, Mark, with like a dry run. I mean, because at this point, this is not a dry run. Like we've actually done this a couple of times. So this is
what not a dry run at all.
No, this is like a mildly wet run.
Yeah.
Or
like moist.
A moist run.
Dampened.
That's gonna get you on a watch list. Careful.
Allusions to water.
Moist, I think. Moist is a weird word.
It is a weird word. It's almost onomatopoeia, you know, moist. You know,
yeah,
it has that.
When used incorrectly, it can be very dangerous.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. But okay. Fine.
There was
wet run.
A wet run.
Wet run.
We could probably wrap this up with one last kind of like good debate, but pretty much for you, Mark. Like we'll have you start. But Ara had mentioned that there was a poll going around about would you rather be a Jedi?
Yeah.
P-O-L-E. Yeah.
Yes.
Would you rather be a Jedi or a superhero? And you know, I mean, maybe think about that one, you know, for a second, and then tell us what you think.
I think we have to qualify it with, all right, let's put it in this world. Like, would you rather be a Jedi in this modern world, not in like Star Wars universe? Would you rather be a Jedi in contemporary this world or a superhero of any power and choosing in this
any
contemporary
power
world?
and choosing?
Yeah, and you can use it for good or evil. But The question is Jedi or let's say superpowers. That way you can either choose villain or hero.
Yeah, and also something I didn't think about is like, Obi-Wan in episode 4, his powers seemingly like not as strong as say Obi-Wan in like Attack the Clones or Revenge of the Sith.
Episode 3, right?
Yeah, so it's like, I mean, I guess we could go to the full extent of what a Jedi is capable of.
I think like without thinking about it too much, just kind of off the top of my head here, I'd probably say I would go with Jedi.
No.
Just because it's like a little more, you can like kind of like hide it a little bit, kind of, like I think like being like a superhero. There's like this show that my buddy Saruj showed me to, where it's like they're superheroes, but it's not like all like fun and beating bad guys and stuff like that. And I was thinking about that. I forget the name.
Is it The Watchmen?
Maybe. I don't know. I think being a superhero is not all it's cracked up to be, and it must be kind of hard to like kind of to figure out how to use them, when to use them, what to do. I think Jedi is more of a kind of like it's like a lifestyle and like a way of living and a way of being.
It's
and
it's part philosophy and part it's almost like a martial art.
Yeah,
because you have to train and like study and get better at it. Whereas most superheroes, their powers are usually a gift or an accident. In the case of Iron Man, it's a necessity.
Yeah.
It's a tough one because I grew up really enjoying both. Definitely Star Wars first. So I'm leaning more towards Jedi as well because it is, like I said, it is kind of a martial art, and you can, do with it what you wish. You don't have to go out there and necessarily fight crime. Although I have been playing a lot of Spider-Man 2 on GameCube this week. Very, very good game. Very solid game. One of the best Spider-Man games ever made, actually. So then I'm like, well, it would be kind of cool to be Spider-Man-ish, But I would like to have a lightsaber. I would like to make my own lightsaber using a kyber crystal. Figure that out.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm leaning towards gray Jedi. I'm somewhere in the middle. I'm not white. I'm not a Sith. I'm in the middle. I'm like Luke in the new movies, except not crappy.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, it is unfortunate. They could have done a lot with that character.
Yeah, in the 3 minutes that I've had to think about this, it's hard to say. Like a superhero, there's just such a wide gamut of superhero qualities, right? Like you could be like super powerful, like Thanos or something like that, and just have that kind of ability. You could be Batman and have essentially no superhero qualities, superpowers, but you use like protection and yeah. So it's kind of like what's the role? Like what am I doing? Like am I a superhero because I'm trying to help people? Am I a superhero because I'm helping myself? Am I a superhero? And same goes with Jedi, right? Like, yeah. What am I really going to do with it? Like you got to admit, like when Jedi's, and I guess this is part of what makes it so interesting is when any of them are saying things like these are not the droids that you are looking for. It's it's for good. It's to thwart the bad guys. But you could do that all the time. You could just anytime you don't want anything, you could just be like, these are not the taxes you are looking for.
Yeah.
Or this is not
air conditioning is included with the base offer.
Yes.
Exactly, right?
You're going to give me the undercoating for free. So basically it would be really good for purchasing cars and getting out of taxes.
Right. And maybe parking or something. It's like this zone is not red, all that kind of stuff.
For the avocado, something like that, right?
Right.
Avocados all the time.
So I don't know. I mean, you say that. I mean, the philosophy, the way of life, is also that's part of it, right? Almost like your like meditating or it's like Buddhism or something like that. It's just like
Mhm.
this is my way of life. It's not really looking for like a god or anything. It's just, hey, this is how I live my life. So I don't know. I mean, maybe I need further. I think I have to think about this a lot more. It's such a strong topic.
We should
But,
do a sketch where we have like a bottle of like midichlorians and we pour it into Redkin's coffee and see what happens. And he just slowly turns into a Jedi
I like that idea.
without realizing it.
You start wearing more cloaks.
Yeah.
I start getting a rat tail. Right?
Lifting things with your mind and not noticing it.
Yeah.
Oh, I really have enjoyed the other three the things. So you guys, I'm thinking about, you guys talked about like, you know, Star Wars and stuff last time, and you know.
Did we? Oh crap.
Yeah.
I don't know. When did we talk about Star Wars? Oh, like in passing though. Like, yeah, we were talking about.
Are you just trying to prove that you actually listen to our podcasts?
Yes.
Yeah. No, there was one. There was one that we were doing that. You said we were talking about like who's better. Like, is Ewan McGregor any good?
I say yes.
In the prequels, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I was like Christopher Lee. I posted on the YouTube. You know, Christopher Lee is legit.
Yeah.
Love that guy. You know, actually, I was gonna watch. He apparently he was like an occultist. I found this like video on YouTube from like the 70s or something where he's talking about like black magic and occultism and stuff.
Well,
like that.
I mean, didn't he start in like horror films?
He was Dracula for decades.
What's his face? The guy that played Tarkin was Van Helsing, I think, right?
Christopher. Yeah. Peter Cushing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all came from like that what is it? Universal? Who made all those?
Hammer,
yeah. The Hammer films. They came from the Hammer films.
Films, the Hammer Library.
Andrew, see what I'm doing?
Another quick side note.
Yeah.
I see that Nintendo's finally licensing stuff for Lego. I don't know if you saw that, but they're actually gonna make some Mario Lego sets, which I'm interested in.
That's cool.
That sounds really fun, actually.
So they look pretty good. They look good. Like they have you can like go down pipes and stuff, and there's like the piranha plants and stuff. It looks fun.
So you're like laying pipe.
Yep.
That's what, okay. All right. Well, hey, cool, man.
I look forward to you purchasing it so I can play with it.
Yeah. Well, I'll look forward to my mom purchasing it so that I can play with it.
Even better.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, I don't know, man. Mark, did you have anything else? I think we went through everything that was on our list. You know,
we covered a lot.
Yeah.
Covered a lot on the list. Yeah. No, I mean I'm pretty good. I'm just having fun. You know, I'm happy we're doing this. Thanks for having me on. You know.
Well, sure. I mean, we're gonna do this more often. I think as all of this kind of becomes our normal way of life. But we'll definitely have more things to talk about. I'd love to dive deeper into the Mustangness.
We talked about it. We talked about it when we were doing some of the Honey Wagon like a few months ago. You know, like we're like, how are we gonna get a Mustaine reference in this thing? And then I'm happy that you brought him up last week or a couple weeks ago.
Well, it's not just that, but like, you know, that whole concert that you were going to go to.
Yeah.
And so that's canceled effectively, right?
I mean, it's supposed to be in like July, so maybe not. I don't know. We have at least another month of this probably, right? And living in the good old CA.
Well, and the idea though of like how long do we have? Because let's just say for argument's sake that the worst happens in this particular outbreak, and then things start to slow down a bit, and then in October they just come back again. You know, people are still like, think about all the people that are going to want to like move around and do things after all of this, right? Who might still have it. It's kind of like, when do we really know? You know?
Yeah, there's a lot of kind of uncertainty.
Yeah.
Going around, and understandably so. So I think I'm just trying to take it day by day here and stay positive. You know.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Eat some over there.
There he goes. My buddy George just texted me. They had their second child last night. So
wow, congratulations.
like, yeah. He's like, what an interesting time. What an interesting time to be in a hospital. I'm like, yeah.
What's the kid's name?
I don't know gender or name right now. He just texted us a few minutes ago.
Do you think there'll be anyone? Do you think anyone will name their, like, if you're having a kid right now? Do you think anyone will be named COVID? Like,
Corona.
Like name their kid COVID.
Corona, yeah.
Corona.
Yeah.
Corona means I believe it means crown in Spanish.
It does.
So there you go.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. The sun has a corona as well.
See,
it's like the light beam around it of plasma, liquid hot plasma.
I love plasma. How do they get all that plasma from the sun to make all our TVs? That's incredible.
Talking about superheroes, Superman actually had, because they don't make plasma screens anymore. Superman had gone back in, what was it, like 93, and picked up a whole bunch of it, but it ran out.
Is that what Superman 4 came out in 93?
No, that came out in 87, but this was after the movie series.
Oh, I gotcha. That movie is so bad. What were they doing? Oh
no, I would binge watch all of those movies. Like, they are just perfectly terrible. Not the first two.
I like 1 and 2. Those are British films, right? I believe. At least the first one.
The first one is directed by Richard Donner. I don't know the production, like Ilya Salkind. I don't remember where he hails from, but in terms of like a British production, maybe it was a mix. I know that the scenes that take place in Smallville were actually shot in like Canada, but the city, I think yeah, like a combination, like Star Wars, right? Like a combination British American. But the second one was directed supposedly completely by a British director, the same guy that did Hard Day's Night. And then the third movie as well, Richard Lester, I think is his name. And then the fourth movie was I don't remember the director of that, but that was the one that Christopher Reeve was like, yeah, I want to write this one. This one's really important to me. So
which one? Number 3?
4. Sorry, number 4. Quest for Peace. Yeah.
Huh.
Christopher Reeve was like, yeah, this is very important to me.
He seemed like a good dude.
Hmm.
You know who no one ever talks about anymore? I was thinking about the other day. Michael Landon. Remember that guy?
No.
Oh yeah, Little House on the Prairie.
Everyone was and that angel. He was played an angel in that TV show.
It wasn't Touched by an Angel, was it? No.
No, let me see. Michael Landon.
You can chime in anytime you want to, Mark.
I know. I'm just practicing my video.
He died in 91.
Yeah, it was cancer or something.
Oh, Highway to Heaven.
84,
89, yeah.
I was always more of a fan of Highway to Hell. But
yeah. He looked like Ronald Reagan a bit.
You all right there, Mark?
Uh-oh. Oh, did he get frozo?
No.
Oh, it was, both of you were frozen. My internet connection is unstable.
Oh.
What do I do? Rub the unicorn for luck.
Rub the unicorn.
Get that thing. Well, I figure unless there's anything else that anyone has to say, we'll probably wrap this up. We're moving on to an hour now.
I think it's probably good. I mean, podcasts are usually like up to an hour, right?
Sure. Uploading it could be fun, but I'll figure out. Like maybe R and I can have a creative meeting and figure out what we keep and what we lose. But
can't edit a conversation. Like if you edit a conversation, it's weird.
Oh, we do it all the time. That's
you don't even notice. That's how good we are.
Yeah. Oh. You remember those first 2 podcasts?
Yeah.
Where so Ara took the first one, I took the second one, and just like we through the magic of editing, we totally just like changed everything.
Those are edited? Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. All right.
This ain't some fly-by-night operation, man. We have
Yeah, dude.
Okay,
we got editing software.
We have a whole team of editors working for us.
Yeah.
Cool. Round the clock, working.
But they're actually behind your room divider. If you could hear them clicking away right now. They're editing in real time.
Yep.
Nice. I'm into it. I'm into it. I'm totally into it.
We should break there and feed them at this point.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they've been really enjoying the dried shrimp you've been sending over.
They need lahmacun. Oh no, that's not. Those are sea monkeys. Those are sea monkeys.
Oh yeah.
They like lahmacun though. Give them some lahmacun.
I want lahmacun.
That sounds good.
All right. Well, have me back on. Maybe maybe not next time, or if you want, I could do the next one too. I'm not really doing much. Actually, I'll leave with this. I was watching a Simpsons Treehouse of Horror a moment ago, and it was the one where
a moment ago. We were online.
No, a moment before that.
Keep your head in the game here, sir.
Yeah. A moment. I mean, a moment. Yeah, a moment would not be referring to something that happened like over an hour ago, right? Anyway, it was the Raven one where Bart was the Raven, and then it was like reading the quote "The Raven Nevermore," and it was really good. I liked it a lot. It was cool.
They used to be a good show for sure.
All right,
20 years ago.
And I think that'll do it. So this was podcast 4, and it should be released pretty quick. So
woohoo!
Yeah.
Woo-wee. All right.
All right, everybody.
Ending the meeting. Take care, everybody.
Keep on trucking, as they say.
Perfect. All right, guys.
All right, guys.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.